Doing a little midday live. Doing a little midday live. What we talking about today? Let me know something. Put some questions in the chat. Put some questions in the chat. Mr. Chandler, what's the deal? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, man, me too. Me too. You know, because then my ideas just get to flowing. You know, my ideas get to flowing unobstructed. You know, sometimes though it's good when I can get some feedback because sometimes people say things that I may not agree with. So it gives me a platform to really put my game down. When I'm just sitting here talking, I'm just talking, even though it's some good game. But without somebody trying to debunk what I'm saying, you know, it gives me an opportunity to go deep. It gives me an opportunity to go deep and really put my game down, display my game. Appreciate the super chats. That's what we are going to do, though. That's what we are going to do. That's why I haven't been, you know, really on here like that, man. Y'all got to pay for the game. Tap in production. What is some game you learned from your brother Polite? Man, I ain't learned shit from that nigga, but what a motherfucking scam artist look like. I ain't learned shit from that nigga, man. He scammed me out some bread. And it really just let me know at a young age, because that was over 10 years ago. So that was the beginning of my journey. That's why I say all the time, man, every mentor you pay for, you don't know. But it really just showed me then, like, everything ain't what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? At this age, looking back on the things that he was putting out back then, I mean, I ain't gonna say it was flawed, but you could never really know. But yeah, man, I ain't learned shit from that nigga. EJ, what's the deal? Hey, you know what you learn from Polite? What not to do. Look at how lust ruined his life. He been scamming motherfuckers for years. And you know how he was doing it. He was able to, you know, skate and not really catch no charges. So he was still living good. But his lust is what put him down. His lust. Don't get your lust in control. You will go down sooner or later, especially in these times. Now, he's a weirdo because he was dealing with underage. So he just already was a weirdo. So, but just in general, even with a woman of age, your lust can put you in a lot of very precarious situations. Even in Colombia, I was hearing stories about dudes getting extorted for this and for that. It's going to be very hard for me to get extorted because I'm not led with my dick. I'm not out there lustful. So therefore, my mind is sharp to what's actually going on because I'm not so chasing, trying to have, you know, relations with a woman. So it's going to be very hard to put me in a twist. Not to say you can't get put in twists because a woman could just outright lie, but don't put yourself in precarious situations, not thinking properly because you're letting all the blood up here from your big head go to your little head. Baby Ball J, appreciate it. Want some good ways to create passive income? I mean, you got to watch one of my other videos, you know, and I wouldn't even be saying that you need to be creating passive income unless the income sources you have that's main is producing a lot. And passive income, passive this, no, you should be trying to figure out to make your main business a business that generates enough cash flow and financial stability that you're not thinking about passive income until you build up enough money to invest in maybe some real estate or these different things. So what I would say is change your current main primary vehicle of income to produce more income. But if you really want to go, I have multiple things, multiple programs, multiple people who are very successful in their field with programs. Get in my mentorship. That's what I'd say, because you're already going down the wrong path with that passive income thought, and that will lead you astray. How do I get Vita Bella? It's not available in your state. I mean, some people have told me they can figure some ways out around it, but if it's not in your state, I can't really say anything on here. Otherwise, I'm not promoting anything illegal. But do what you need to do. Shannon Sharp got messed up. Yeah, I don't know the details of that situation, but you know, you being lustful, you're not thinking straight. And then also, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think a lot of the things that he was uh allegedly texting her, maybe, or maybe years and years in the past, which he still shouldn't have been doing, but maybe it was before he started having all of this success with being on TV. I don't know, maybe not, and maybe now I don't give him too much credit, man. He's just a lesson. What does Farrakhan say? When great men fall, don't laugh, learn. Because what he fell from, we are not uh, excluded from being tempted by. And when you laugh, you leave yourself wide open for the same ills to happen to you. So you just really think about it. Listen, I was just showing my partner the other day. Y'all think I'd be bullshitting. In the past month or month and a half, I got 5 videos in my phone of situations that transpired outside or in my home with different women or a woman and a dude, and things was going a little left because I record everything. I'm 3 o'clock in the morning, something going down. All right, I just got my phone out just in case. Because you never know when somebody might try to twist how shit was really going. I'm always that conscious about what I'm doing. Should I be out the country doing the same thing? I'm very aware of what can happen. And when you're in a position like he is, when you have that much money and that much fame, you have to be even more careful. How do I get rid of my annoying wife without her taking half of my shit? Help, help, help. Man, I said it the other day, and it's a great quote. I don't know it exactly, but it said, when you put your hand in the fire, you have to wait until the universe ends what it ends. Pretty much saying, if you put your hand in the fire, your hand is going to burn. And there is no way that you can get out of that universal process. You put your hand in the fire, it's going to burn. And you can learn from it, but there's no way that that healing process is going to go any faster than it goes. You jump off a building, you're going to hit the ground. Even if you didn't know, excuse of the law is no excuse. It is what it is. You're going to have to go through the process. If you marry a woman with no prenup, then more than likely she's going to be able to take half. And it is what it is. Now, I can tell you what you should do moving forward, but I don't know how to help you out of that situation that you're in. What do they say? Uh, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. Be very careful with your actions. Be very careful with your actions, because some things you're just going to have to go through. You know, Tiffany, appreciate you always. Winning Edge Car Wash, $10. Why do black women still think they are going to get a good black man all to themselves? They don't want any other women but them. I don't understand why you say black women. I have women of all races on my platform and they all think the same thing. I have women of all races on my platform and most of them say the same thing. It's very few women in mindset who don't think like that. There are some though, and they come in both races. Listen, we're not going to sit up here and act like the majority of men are trying to have multiple women. The majority of men that I talk to, that I see out here, these businessmen that I know, they're perfectly happy, whether they're doing stuff on the side or not. They're perfectly out their mouth on camera talking about they have one woman, talking about they're going to be monogamous, talking about they tried the other thing, but they just want one woman. So, I mean, women are going for what they can get. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they get it. You walk outside, most people are in a monogamous relationship, at least in their mind. So we're not saying it like, how many dudes are actually out here talking about I'm having multiple women? I find myself to be very an anomaly out here. Where I get my suits from. I actually have an uncle who made the suits for me, had my suits custom made for me. He was like, hey nephew, you need a new look, and he sent me a couple suits. Now I got a chick, my girl, she found a vendor and she's getting something made for me that she said she wanted to see me in. So if that goes cool, I'll let you know what that is. 'Cause, I just ordered The Power of Concentration by Theron Q. Dumont. Is this the book you recommend? I saw you recommended last week. Very great book. A necessity in your arsenal. We in the building. Tap in production. Bro, you should make a Goldie quote book. I actually have one. There's just the visuals aren't done. Appreciate you putting that top of mind though. What is some game you no longer agree with that you once stood on? Man, I think you asked this question before. Man, there's so many things. I'm always evolving my game. Because the game, the lifestyle is like a religion, right? It's just like with anything where you blindly believe things, whether, because they got nice sayings that you done heard a million times, but you ain't never really thought them through. So, me being more enlightened, reading, thinking for myself, it was some things that I realized like, yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, maybe you want to tell the broad that, but that's not really actuality, you know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But I never really went with the conventional wisdom of the game because I had elders who were really in the game who told me about the game in an almost completely opposite way of how everybody else was playing the game. My baby mama left me. It hurt, but now I'm locked in and focused on me. The best feeling is being in control of my life. I don't see how dudes do it twice after the first hit. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, these bras is holding you back in life, in motherfucking life. Most dudes will not be where they want to be in life because that bitch you're sitting next to right now, because that bitch you wake up with every day right now, because your baby mama. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. All that diverted time, energy, and focus put into what she want to do, which has nothing to do with what you actually want to do in life. And guess what? A lot of you dudes have never even identified what you want to do in life because you spend so much time doing a bunch of fucking nothing. The broad want to watch Netflix before you go to sleep when you know you should just go to sleep. And if she wasn't there, you probably would have just went to sleep. Or maybe you would have been researching something. Or maybe you would have been doing this that would have led you to something else. But instead, you're stuck in this ecosphere of mediocrity doing the regular things you want to do. You don't want to go out. She want to. You don't want to go to dinner. It's just food. Why can't we just chill? No, but now you got to not only spend money, spend time. Now you might go out, you might drink. Now that might mess up your motivation or your body or you waking up early tomorrow. You want to go to the gym, but you're like, man, I know she want to spend time today. Just extrapolate that every single day for years on years on years, how much time you lost in building yourself for the life you could have wanted because you have to do what she wants. That's why you got to be the prize. So she get on whatever time I'm on. I don't want to go out. I'm cool. I just want to sit here. Yeah, what do you want to do? I just want to sit here and do nothing. How about that? And you need a woman that's going to say, cool, I just want to be with you. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I'm cool though. I don't feel like going to that same restaurant we done been through every year. I don't want to do it. And you need a woman that says, cool. 4th of July, all of these times. Now, if you want to do it, cool, that's cool. You got somebody to do it with. But you shouldn't feel obligated to be doing things that do actually nothing for you, actually take you backwards because the woman you're with wants to do it. Because you got to woo her into sex, man. Hey, listen, if a woman ain't trying to have sex with you 24/7, man, I feel like a female most of the time with my women. Like, it's like, God damn, stop. But you feel like I got to take her out. I got to do this. I got to whine. We got to get this mood going. You feel like you got to do all that to get some good sex from your woman, man. That's the wrong woman for you. Man, listen, I ain't worried about no broad, man. I'm worried about myself, and the broad better keep up and catch up. And guess what? That broad who keep up and catch up is a winner in my eyes because she just like me. Because to be with me, you got to be on my type of time. You got to read the books. We got to go to the gym. We got to be trying to manifest. We trying to build. We dream build. We're trying to elevate our mind. We're trying to go places. So if she can keep up with me, and that's my type of woman. But you can't even find your type of woman because you ain't even a man you supposed to be yet. You attracted something on this low ass level that you at, and you on that low ass level because you just sitting around hanging out with this broad all day long, eating bad. You trying to eat healthy. You trying to eat right, but she always bringing this other stuff in the house to tempt you because y'all ain't on the same type of time. You don't really want to drink like that, but she bring the bottle in. If you was by yourself, your life would be better. But you have a deficiency within yourself that just doesn't want to be by yourself. And so Here, most people are in a situation with somebody who's really not the best for them. You're going to live a quiet life of desperation for the rest of your life. And one day you're going to up and you're going to look and you're going to see somebody who's living your dream life. You're going to say, damn, that could have been me. But I couldn't get away from this regular ass broad. I really need to get on that quote book, though. I'm going to text my assistant right now. Y'all better put some uh uh y'all better put some super chats in the chats. I got a car and multiple women and my girl bought me a phone. All right, man, that's little shit, but all right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that impress somebody else. It don't impress me. But if my information got you, women to start pouring into you, that's a good job. It's not about what the woman's doing. It's about no longer letting anybody in your life take from you without giving equal compensation. It's not about what she giving me. It's about, I feel so much value in myself. I'm not going to allow people around me to just take from me. Take from me, take from me, take from me. When when you overgive, that is a sign of low value and low self-esteem. Ask yourself, who overgives and over gives to people who don't give back? People with low self-esteem that need friends or need that woman because they know that woman doesn't like them or they know those friends don't like them. It reeks of low self-esteem. I don't have low self-esteem. So if she wants to be around here, I respect myself, my value, my time, and what I do. So I require for you to give equal or greater reciprocation for the things if you want to be in my life. Otherwise, you don't like me. Otherwise, you're an exploitative individual, and I don't fuck with those. No matter how beautiful you may be, no matter how lonely I may be without you or these friends, I don't care. I feel too much value in myself, and I would feel too much like a sucker to be out here giving, 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 because what you're essentially doing is you're paying somebody to stay here. You're paying somebody to be here. You're paying for those friends to be here. As long as you know that's what you're doing and you're okay with that, and you don't confuse the fact that those are your friends, or you don't confuse the fact that that woman really loves you, then do it. But I don't think you guys believe that. I think you dilute yourself into thinking you're giving, 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 and you're a nice person. No, you're not a nice person. You have low self-esteem. What is the art of playing my girlfriend away from me? You got to have some game to even understand it fully. You could do it in the most basic sense and act like you fell off, but no, you're really just looking for ways where you can make her feel good about it. Man, this girl, but she been getting on my nerves. Things ain't been going right, but ain't no way you just gonna be able to tell her, hey, I'm done with you. Nah, she might feel too bad. So what you do is you wait for areas where she initiates. She starts saying she don't like something. And then you let her pull on that. Well, I ain't never gonna change it, so you might as well leave me now. Like that type of shit. Or a woman, she's not really investing in you the way you want her to. You don't just break it off. You tell her, like, listen, I need you to invest in me. She gonna say no. So if she says no, you tell her like this, listen, wow, I can't believe that you don't want to invest in me. And if you can't invest in me, I can't invest in you. And as much as I would love for this to work out, it's unfair for us to be in this situation because I know I can't give to you because you can't give to me. You know what I'm saying? You got to flip it and make it in her mind. It's a million ways to do it. Every situation is different. Every relationship is different, to find the threads where you can pull to make her feel good about it. The easiest way is to act like you broke. The easiest way is to act like shit ain't going your way. Never have no good times when you with her. Start being hella dry. Get a little distant. Make her feel like she wants to leave you. Then don't act happy for 3 months after you stop dealing with her too. Coming up in the game, how were you able to network with higher level individuals when you ain't have the money to have them as a mentor? Because I never let that stop me. I never let it stop me. And I was always investing into myself, even when it was like torrents I would download online. I have $10,000 worth of audio books, which I would say now I would recommend against, because it was a lot. When you don't have no game or information, you just taking everything. So it was a lot of wasted taking in information. Had I just paid for some of those things and got in those groups, I would have got real information. Probably would have made my transition into business a lot faster than trying to put a bunch of pieces together. But anyway, so I was always elevating my mind. So I always had a certain type of vocabulary. I always had a certain drive about me. And what you don't understand is people on a higher level don't just respect money. Once they have money, what they respect is certain characteristics. And one of those characteristics is drive, enthusiasm. When they see somebody eager for the game, eager for the business advice, eager with energy, with enthusiasm, with a pleasing personality, you know, they want to give to that person, even if they don't got no money. And then as soon as I got a little bit of money, I started, hey man, I just wanted to shoot you 500. Hey man, I just wanted to shoot you 1,000. It could go nowhere, but it's put me in that person's mind. And seldom did they ever not be like, wait, hold on, man. Hey, come holler at me. You know, Easiest way is money. And if you say you ain't got no money, you don't want it bad enough, and you ain't never gonna have nothing. If money is stopping you, then you don't want it bad enough. You can get money a million and one ways. So if you're saying you can't find the money to do these things, well, you don't want to do those things bad enough. The game Goldie, my girlfriend ex makes her cry when they get into an argument over their daughter. Does that mean she still has feelings towards them? Yep. Seldom will that ever go away. I can't think of any woman that I've ever had that if I didn't want her, I couldn't pull them strings. I don't do it because I don't care that much, and I don't want to. It's too much time and energy, and it's unnecessary. But very, very seldom any old woman that I ever wanted, if I really put the pressure on them, could I not have back. If it ain't, she ain't it if we ain't building straight up. These dudes don't feel like that though, and that's fine. And I say, man, I don't care how you live your life. Hey, man, some of these guys, they don't care. They feel like, hey, man, her presence, me being able to bring a beautiful woman to dinner with me and accompany me on the things I'm doing, that's enough. And if that's enough for you, ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't enough for me though. Unless that broad is like a Ruby Rose or somebody who has so much status that it actually helps me in the things that I'm doing because I am a content creator, then okay, I would understand. But as a regular guy, just with needing the status from other people, I don't get it, but ain't nothing wrong with it. But I get it. If you just got a bunch of money and you ain't taking a woman serious, the thing is you taking these women serious. Now, if you just got a woman, man, we go out to eat, we do fly shit, and it is what it is. But seldom will you just keep it there. You will actually begin to believe that that woman really deals with you. And I feel like that's where the problem lies. Now, if you knew what it was, like, I know she's just dealing with me for the money. I'm just dealing with her because of her looks. And to me, that's an equal exchange. And if you feel like that's an equal exchange to you, then it's whatever you think it is. I, I always get your name wrong. Appreciate the 999 Al Basin, Al Busson. That's what you said last time. The business I'm in requires me to network with people in the space. How can I network with them without looking thirsty for their connections? I'm in the senior care home space. You're gonna look like that if you do it the wrong way. The first introduction isn't always, hey man, I'm trying to get some game. You could do it like that. Drop some bread. Man, if you ain't trying to drop some bread, man, you're not serious. If you're not trying to drop some bread, you're not serious. The gesture alone would have you stand out. If you don't have the connections, if you don't have the right attire, if you don't have the right, then you just got to go in with some money. Hey, listen, I know you're in the space that I'm in. I respect what you're doing. I'd love to pick your brain. I got $1,000 if maybe we could sit down if you can give me a 30-minute call. Just that gesture alone would highlight you as, oh, he's doing something different rather than you just going up to him, trying to talk to him. I mean, you could do that, but I know most high level individuals that I know, they don't really respect that. Like they'll give you some game, but how much game are they going to give you for free? Especially when they charge big money for their time. It's almost a disrespect. But or they could like you. You could have such enthusiasm, and somebody could take a like to you. You got to figure it out. But you know, You should find the golf course that they go to. That's why playing golf is a great skill, because a lot of high level people in a lot of arenas play golf. And you could have nothing going on for yourself, but if you play golf, you'll get invited to that golf course, and that's where people hang out and talk business. Save this live. Maybe I will. I'm kind of feeling the spirit in me right now. How many women do you think, winning edge car wash, appreciate it. How many women do you think that a man should deal with if he's dealing with multiple women? Do you think there should be a limit? However many you can handle. I would say, what's the purpose? There's no number for me how many women I'm gonna deal with. I'll deal with no women if it makes sense at that moment to deal with no women. Certain stages in my life where I'm having an abundance of money and an abundance of freedom, then that might be a time where I want the company of more women to have fun with. So I'll deal with more women at that time. Some seasons of my life where I'm more locked in, guess what? I only can deal with women on the same page and mission as me. And that might only be a handful or a couple or one. I'm not ever looking to deal with multiple women as an ego thing. Like, oh, I need this amount of women. No, I need whatever my life needs at that time. And if at that time, man, ain't none of the women I'm finding right, or the woman that I'm with right now ain't cutting it, then I'll be with myself. It's whatever my life's purpose is and whatever makes that more efficient for me. I mean, you don't want to have too many women because it's going to spread your time too thin unless you got hella resources. It's just on a time and energy constraint to have that many women. It takes a lot. So it better be producing back into you. Give me a minute. Put some super chats in. I'm about to open this door. Y'all put some super chats in here. You want to come jump on? What? Where is it at? Whose house? Where she live at? I don't know. You need to talk to me about that before you go. All right, I'm on live right now. So my son just got home. You want to go to somebody's house? One of the best things for any situation, not in an abusive way, is to manipulate what you need. Stay confident and always take care of yourself first. My father taught me that. The economy is terrible. Maybe some of your followers can't lead with their pockets. Man, knock it off. You're a poor-minded individual, man. I've made the most of my money in the quote-unquote Wall Street economy. Stop watching the news, man. Stop watching the news. Hey, man, I live in a building with multiple multimillionaires, man. If you're broke, it's a personal problem and a mindset problem. I don't even like people who talk like that, because you put things like that into the ether and you might plant that seed in somebody who's watching this live right now, and now they're going to doubt what they can do. But what the economy is doing has nothing to do with my pockets ever. It's an abundance of money out here. And if you don't think like that, you won't have no money. And I guarantee you don't have no money saying that dumbass shit. People on my level and higher don't never talk about the economy. When the economy is quote unquote bad, they start finding opportunities to buy things cheaper. That's why you can't just listen to anybody talking. That's what your mama say. That's what your auntie say. That's what your regular ass uncle say. The economy is bad. That's what broke people say. When's the Josh Laurent interview dropping? This Sunday. I like Josh, man. He's a real cool dude. He got a lot of gems, a lot of game, man. And he talk about that Bible a lot. There was a lot of gems in there. Goldie, I cut the chick off because I asked her to do something and she failed to, which means she don't like me enough. I blocked the broad. Now she messaging me asking, what do I do? Do I give her another chance? I mean, you can. I mean, it seldom is. A lot of times you cut a broad off, man. She just want to get back just to, because women don't like rejection, and they especially don't like when they get cut off. That's why I try to let women cut me off. I try to make it seem like they cut me off. I send a fake ass text message like, hey, knowing damn well I don't want her to text back, just so she can feel she got the upper hand. But sometimes, man, you just got to come to that realization, man. And I ain't gonna say it's hard, but it's hard sometimes to be like, oh, she cool, she look good, she do stuff half the time, but she don't treat me the way she would treat that guy that she really, really like. I'm probably convenient for her. She probably don't have a better option right now. So that's why she's clinging to me, because women need companionship. But I am not the guy of her dreams. She does not treat me like the man of her dreams. So this will never work long term. And when she does run into the man of her dreams, this is going to be over. And she doesn't do the things I need her to do when I need her to do them. Because when you have a woman who does those things, who will do anything, overlook problems, be quiet when you tell her to stop talking, go out her way for you, do things without you asking, foot the bill if she needs be, doesn't have a problem paying for something, always wants to be around you, doesn't have to necessarily go out to have a good time with you. When she looks at you with sparkles in her eyes, when she doesn't play those I'm not texting you if you don't text me games, when you have a woman like that, you know you are the woman of her, you are the man of her dreams. When you have a woman like that, you know you are the man of her dreams. So why would you deal with a woman that you're not the man of her dreams? Because you ask her to do something and she may or may not, because she plays those texting games. If a woman could stand not to text you, she don't like you like that. She likes you, but she don't like you like that. You're not the man of her dreams. She doesn't see you as a superstar. Do you think if most women got a text from Drake, they're gonna play a game? You think that? You think if Chris Brown texts most women, they would be playing texting games? Or if he asked her to do something, she would be like, no, I'm not going to do it, or think about it? No. Why? Because these men have so much value in women's eyes. And you should only be trying to find the woman who you are that in her eyes. And any woman less is disrespectful to yourself, because all she's doing is waiting on that dude that she do find, or like most women, they don't find him, so she just settles with you. But that's why it's always ups and downs and problems and this and that, because she, in her life, she just settled with the best she can get, not the best that she wanted. Where's my mother effing super chats, man? All this good game I'm dropping, man. Back in the day, you had to pay to get this game. Al Basin, I know KT information is for the esoteric, but what's the biggest info you learned from him and that changed your mindset drastically? What products would you suggest I buy from him? Man, I don't know. That's a hard one. I mean, the information is not new. And he even says it, like, the information is not new. It's just a lot of it is it's like streamlined. Like, you're trying to learn about something, you find it all over the internet. A lot of his things are just streamlined. It's a lot of the information put together in one place. But I've learned that information since forever. It's a lot of bits and pieces of that information in whole books that are pretty much exactly what he's saying, just in different ways. One of them is uh Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks. And he talks about that book a lot. Like, it get a little bit more deeper, and a lot of people will maybe turned off by the language and how it's framed, but it's pretty much the same thing that he talks about. And like I said, it's some Neville Goddard. It's so many people, and these ideas have been around since the beginning of time. He just, you know, formatted it and kind of put it all together. When your attitude is when your attitude is right, the facts don't count. He said that, and it clicked for me that I've always been living like that. When your attitude is right, the facts don't count. I've made things work that should have never worked. I tell people all the time, I'm operating from a third dimension, my thinking, my vibration. I take that part very seriously. I've made things work that shouldn't have worked because my thinking and my vibration bent the wheel in this plastic matrix that we live in. That's why it's very important how you feel, your vibration, your frequency. That's why being around a broad or family or friends that help lower that frequency is going to fuck your life up. How I feel matters so much. I need that broad gone. As much as I may like her, as much as she may be beautiful, It's always a problem with her, and it lowers my vibration and frequency, and your frequency is what you frequently see. So therefore, there's no way your reality can be great if you're feeling bad. And every time you start getting into an enlightened state, you're thinking about that broader, she's doing something to irritate and lower your frequency. So therefore, what are you going to see? Whatever your frequency is. So I can't have any woman around me that's going to lower my frequency. If she's arguing with me or I'm getting upset because she's doing something wrong every day, well, guess what? She can say I'm the problem. But guess what? If you weren't here, I wouldn't have that problem. So all the internal things that may be my fault, I'd just rather you not be here, because without you here, my frequency stays high. And if you miss that key right there, you can do all the work in the world. It's not going to make a difference. I mean, it'll make a difference, but you're not going to feel the way that you want to feel. The reason you're chasing the money and the success anyway is because how you think it's going to make you feel. So you do all the work, get it anyway, but that broad still over here giving you a problem. You're still not going to feel as good as you wanted to feel. And that was the point of doing all the work anyways, for how you thought you was going to feel when you got it. How you feel is everything. Your life will change as soon as you start feeling good. That's why I have a nice environment. That's why I listen to certain type of music. That's why I make sure I'm around certain type of women that help curate a certain frequency in the air that will help me be clear enough to bring more of that into my life. Maverick Hall, any broad I've met always comes with their own demons. How do you personally keep yourself spiritually guarded dealing with women that are close to you? Choose better. It was a time in my life where it was like that for me too. But those were the easiest ones to catch. Those are the easiest ones to catch. And then I was on that same frequency somewhat. When you elevate to a certain level, it's going to be impossible to deal with those women, no matter how beautiful. You're just not on the level that you need to be at yet. I say it all the time. There's no way that you could hang out with a crackhead, because you are so far away from that, it would disgust you even if they didn't do crack around you. Same with that woman with demons and those character flaws and those traumas. Guess what? When you get to a certain level, no matter how beautiful she is, and I've seen beautiful women like that, you can't even come down because you're so mentally and spiritually evolved that the beauty doesn't matter. You can see that aura, you can see that soul, and it's nothing that you could even be close to. You haven't evolved enough yet if you're still able to deal with that. And you should look into yourself. Think about Jeff Bezos. Think about somebody super enlightened. Do you think that he would deal with those women that you say have their own demons? No, they would never, no matter how beautiful, because they are really that enlightened themselves. You're just that much, you're just closer to that than you think, that you're able to accept it because you don't feel that high of yourself. You can't. Man, most of you are not spiritually evolved enough to be able to not be influenced by the dominant frequency around you. It just don't happen. It just don't happen. That's what they call anomalies. That one guy who makes it out the hood and makes some of his life, because it's very hard. It's probably not going to be you. If you want to do that, you're going to have to move where you're from. So therefore, you don't bring people into your space that are on that frequency. Have you ever seen one of those frequency bells? They'll line up all of these frequency bells. They'll hit one, and all of the other ones will start tuning to that same frequency. That's life. This invisible stuff that we can't necessarily see right now, it's happening every day. That's why who you have in your space is very important. Who you talk on the phone to and the music that you listen to is very important. So you bring those women into your life and you wonder why your life is stagnant. That's why a lot of times you get rid of a woman, all of a sudden your life goes up, because that frequency was keeping your frequency there. And the danger is you be around people with a low enough frequency long enough, that will dominate your frequency, and that will be your constant frequency even when they're gone. And so when you're in a place in life where you're trying to elevate your frequency, first you got to force it. Then you get to a point where that becomes your dominant frequency. You see what I'm saying? But how can you do that if every day you have to work hard just to be at a certain level? Right. And, some esoteric game, and, the societies, they say it's not that it's in the DNA. It's a certain frequency that successful people have, and their kids naturally have that successful frequency. They have a dominant, natural, successful frequency because of the things that they've been brought up around and doing. And that's their new dominant frequency. And they say anybody could raise their frequency, but it's going to be very hard around people who have a low frequency. You're always going to default to the easiest thing, and that's the mass frequency. That's why a lot of times you want to be successful, get away from everybody, because then you can curate your own frequency. All right, we going on that topic too long. Let's get on something else. Get chose with your mouth closed. Like, go buy my product. Get my game guy mentality program. How long do you give women to see your value? Depends on how much value she has and how much I like her. We got a super cool vibe, like one of those, oh, as soon as we locked eyes, it was like love at first sight type vibes. I might give her like a month or two. And then it depends what I have going on in my life at that time. Even if we have that type of connection, if I'm really busy, then I don't got time for it. Bitch, you lost. And it is what it is, man. I don't care. I do not care. 3 billion women in this world. I ain't tripping. I'll catch another one. Hey, that bitch that you feel like, oh, y'all just got this thing together. Hey, trust me, nigga, I've had 20 of those. After the 5th one, I stopped tripping. After the 5th one, I stopped tripping. Oh, this is, yeah, but most of you dudes ain't been with enough women. The lifestyle I lived in, I met a lot of women and was really actively trying to get women. So to most of your perspective, you stay with this woman that you with because you think you're never going to find another woman that you connect with like that. You probably won't because you're not out there looking for women. But if you really knew, man, it's that woman who you think is your soulmate, which is a highly compatible person, man, they say everyone has about 25,000 of those. So stop holding on to that one. You know, you may not catch the next one soon, but they out there. If she's not the woman of your dreams, endure 1999. Appreciate it. Excellent game, G. Appreciate it. I've been dealing with this shawty that wants to add value to my life, but she doesn't have the prerequisites or motion to match her ambitious energy. It's just words at this point. I would say this to you. You don't find ducks and teach them to fly. You find eagles and teach them to fly in formation. And most people's problem is they're not high enough to catch an eagle. So it's easier to catch ducks. But you don't understand, if you just took your time, denied every duck, and spent your time building up, looking for the eagle, or rather putting yourself in position to be discovered by the eagle, you will make more progress with that one eagle than you will make with 10 ducks. Trust me. It seems counterintuitive. Well, I got this and she's willing, but she has nothing to give. But she has nothing to give. I have to spend time, energy, attention just to build you up to get something from you. That's backwards thinking, but a lot of people do it. Spend that time, energy, and attention in building yourself, your skills, your style, your swag, your intellect, and catch you an eagle. You know what I'm saying? Or guess what? The eagle's gonna be trying to catch you when you build yourself up like that, because then you're gonna be in such a position where it's gonna take so much for a woman to be able to produce for you because you got so much of your own motion that guess what? You naturally only attract women with big motion. That is the route that I wish I would have took. And I would have saved so much of my life. Now I got a lot of good game out of it, which is right now what pays me. So it worked out. But I would never advise my son to do that. Fuck no. Fuck them bum ass, regular ass bitches that ain't got nothing to give but compliance. That ain't enough, ho. That ain't enough. I'm not no little nigga. I'm not no little petty ass on the corner having 1-2 hoes ass nigga. I'm not that little nigga no more. You got to do more than just be willing. Yeah, I appreciate it. I like that you like me. I like that you want to do for me. But if you can't do it, then it's worthless. If you can't do something measurable, then it's worthless. And when when your ranks start getting higher and higher, you just got to realize that I don't got to accept everything. And sometimes it's better to accept nothing than something just because. That'll actually take you further back, because I really believe, man, when you have a door open, man, others stay closed. And when you close the door, other ones open. You ever realize that in your life when you finally got rid of the broad, you just started seeing other broads, you started getting chose, or with anything in life? I feel like sometimes when your energy is so wrapped up in something, it blocks you from other greater things coming. I feel like the universe, you telling the universe where your level is. 199, priceless game, but you only put 199 on it. I appreciate it, but if it's priceless game, don't you think you should put more than 199 on it? That's why I don't do these lives like this no more. You used to have to not just pay for the game, you would have to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody that feels you worthy to get the game. Otherwise, like most of you motherfuckers who've been watching my shit who changed your whole ideology, just imagine if you never heard this like who likes you, you never heard this. You don't live a quiet life of desperation only because I get on this motherfucker for free every day trying to change lives. Are y'all not lost in the sauce of life? But y'all only want to give me 199. It's cool. I get my blessings from the universe. If you want to make money online, get on my mentorship program. Because if you got 360,000 followers on TikTok, there's a way to monetize that in multiple ways. And it doesn't always have to be monetize it through the platform. It's through products. It's a million ways to do it. That's why I make more money than most people with more followers than me, because I understand how to monetize what I'm doing in a business sense. That has nothing to do with people paying me for views. You know what I'm saying? You should get on my program right now, or don't. But if you did, it'll change your life in 30 days. Man, I just spoke on that. I said, You got to leave them, because I just told you, when you're trying to change, you're trying to do something different. But if you're around people doing the same thing, it's going to be very hard because you haven't fully changed yet. So those habits are not ingrained in you yet. So if let's say you're trying to stop smoking, but you're around people who smoke every day, you're not going to stop smoking. You're not that mentally strong. You have to get away from people doing that, because it's already going to be hard enough by yourself to not succumb to that pull. Same way if you trying to eat better. Same way if you're trying to go to the gym. Same way if you're just trying to think different. Same way it's you're trying to be something different, but if you're in the environment, the dominant frequency and behaviors is what you're going to succumb to. Unless you're just in a very elite person, which is possible, but you should make things as easy as possible for you. Every time in my life when I was by myself is when I got ahead. From family, from friends, from everybody. That was the biggest growth times in my life, when I wasn't around anybody. Said I was doing well in life. I got in a bad car accident that paralyzed me, lost everything, been downhill ever since. I know God has me here for a reason. Any advice? Believe that, because it's true. I mean, it's hard, easy for me to say here, but it's a quote that I always say from Napoleon Hill. In every negative event, seemingly negative event, there's an equal or greater positive if you take the time to figure out what it is. And sometimes that path don't look clear. My path never looked clear for a long period of time. And then I got to a certain point, I said, damn, all of those things that I would have never asked to have happen actually led me to a place that I really want to be. But if you really just believe that something great could come out of it, then you'll start searching for it. You search for what you find. And if you truly believe that, then I'm sure you can find a reason to where you say, this worked out for me. And I've seen so many different people. I've been to so many conferences, man. I seen a dude who had no arms and no legs hopping around on stage. He found a purpose. So I mean, anybody can find a purpose, but it's gonna be, it takes mental effort. It takes mental effort, not just the mental effort to think, but the mental effort to stay positive, to the mental effort to block out the negative thoughts that are gonna come, and to stay, them dark nights that you have sometimes, to just stick through those without letting it break you, and then wake up in the morning and go further. So I ain't saying it's easy, but you just got to believe what you just said, that it's a purpose for you, and in due times it'll be shown to you. Yeah, every time I was by myself, I got ahead. Every time, every time. Everybody in my life held me back. It's facts. At a certain point, everybody, and unless you have high level people around you, everybody is holding you back. Because if they're lower than you, what are they doing? They're pulling on you. They're pulling for your time, your attention, your money, your this, your that, your to do the things that they're doing. Right? So it is what it is. That's why you're never gonna be successful. Because that broad that you with every day, as much as she loves you, she's holding you back. She's having you eat bad. She's having you do things you wouldn't normally do. If nothing more, the time that you spend with her watching Netflix, you would maybe be on YouTube and might have stumbled into a video on crypto, or stumbled into a video on agencies, or stumbled onto a video on uh, working out, and fell into a hobby that you started taking on that would advance your life in some way. And you're never even going to find those ideas or get that spark, because you're always doing a bunch of regular stuff that means absolutely nothing for a broad that you're probably not even going to be with. And that's when it's really going to hurt 2-3 years down the line, when you realize how much time and energy you wasted with a bitch that you're not even with. That's what I'm talking about. Darren Deji, $49.99. See, now he coming through with it, paying ties. Appreciate the wisdom. How do you remember all the information you've obtained? I'll be forgetting a lot. That shit is divine. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This shit is divine. I think it got to a point, man. I've listened to so many audiobooks. I mean, it was times where that's all I would listen to in the gym. Shoot, right now I don't even listen to nothing in the gym. I literally no music, no nothing. I just be in there. But it's times where for years, going to the gym every day, listening to nothing but audiobooks, reading it every morning, going state to state, listening to audiobooks, in the car, in Vegas. When my bro's not in the car, listen to Brian Tracy. So I just drowned my consciousness and poured so much into myself with so many different ideas that, when I'm speaking, a lot of these different ideas, I can't even remember where they came from, are coming out. And then as far as, over the past year or so, the more I speak online, the more people ask the same questions. So therefore I keep refining the answer to those questions. So it's a great practice. I tell everybody, speaking and going to improv classes, going to Toastmasters, just getting on your live every single day and speaking for an hour is probably one of the best skills that you can ever have in your life, because it extrapolates to everything. I don't care what you're doing in life. Being able to articulate yourself, get your thoughts across, and be confident doing it is a worthwhile skill that will enhance your life, not even just monetarily. Because it's something a lot of people can't do, and they don't realize they can't do it until they try to do it, which means you're able to do something that most people admire, which gives you more confidence, makes you more connections, makes you more friends, allows you to potentially meet more women that might be compatible with you. It's very important. But there's many ways, I got also, sometimes I'll do interviews. I have like a rung thing that I learned of mine. It's called 1 bun, 2 shoe, 3 tree, 4 door, 5 hive. And so you go in your mind, and for each one of these things, you have an image in your mind that relates to a topic you want to talk about. So it's a lot of different tricks. But for the most part, this shit is really just off the top of the dome. And you won't forget when you have a reason to remember. Now, if you just say you forget because it's in regular conversation, but all right, man, sit down and do a video and force yourself to remember, you'll remember. Ralph Johnson, appreciate the video in school. Which video? Yeah, I do got a workout program, and it changes lives, man. It changed my life, man. You learn your macros, you get on your workout. Most people have no idea how to eat. You've never been taught. You're eating in one bag of chips as many carbs as you should be eating in 2-3 days, and wonder why you go to the gym all the time and you don't see the gains. Wonder why you feel like you looking bad. You just ate right. Your whole body would change, and your mental clarity would be different. Life changes at that point. Also, vitabella.com, use code Goldie. Get your NAD plus. Go get your blood test. Go find out where you are lacking, and you will have the energy and the vitality that will have you stop procrastinating. You think you're running at 100%, but you've been feeling like shit for so long. You think your 60% is optimal. It's not. Go get your blood test. If you spend money at the club, if you spend money on shoes, if you spend money on meals, why would you not spend money on your body, on your health? vitabella.com. Use code Goldie for the performance package. Literally for $150 a month, you can get your entire blood panel, find out where you're deficient, and get everything you need to be optimal. I've never met a successful person who wasn't vital, didn't have energy, didn't have clarity. And you don't have that because you're deficient in a lot of things you're not getting in your food. That on top of getting on my workout program. Y'all should all get on my mentorship, man. I'm changing lives. A couple people in here right now. I'm changing lives. When you get this type of information, when you can text me whenever you want, when we can really go through your life and I can tell you things that you're so certain of, nope, stop doing that. Do this. This is where you need to go. This is where you need to be. You're not thinking big enough here. It'll change your life. I don't have any meal prep companies I recommend. Whatever city I'm in, I have one of my women find somebody local that can make the meal preps. I've tried a lot of meal prep companies. It'd be hit or miss. It's not about the food. It's just uh, I don't like the meal prep companies. Unconscious competence. There you go. Was doing it so long, putting information in my head so long, the information became me. I listened to the same audiobooks over and over. And then at a certain point, man, every book is saying the same thing differently. Like every book is saying the same thing in a different way. You just might grasp it better. So I've heard the same information so many times that at some point it's just in me, not on me. We got 184 people in here right now. I hope y'all hitting that like button. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Come on, man. Give me some good questions. Give me some good questions. So let's go deep right now. Let's go deep right now. Or I could jump off. It's whatever y'all want me to do. Or we could go deep right now. You know, I got these glasses, with the recording on them. And I've been thinking a way that I can go about getting online and like recording myself talking to women. But it's hard because I don't really talk to women like that. I put myself in position to be discovered. So I figured I'm going to show you what it's like riding in a Rolls Royce just parked somewhere. And I'm going to show the people what it looks like when women choose. And then I'm not going to be in a Rolls Royce, and I'm just going to go outside and I'm going to show people what it looks like when women choose. Because I don't think people see it because they're not looking for it. You asking about KT? I just answered that question earlier. What do you suggest if you cheated on a girl that was a real one to you and was submissive, but you messed up? Do you try to rekindle with the broad or just get another one? Come on, man. Don't ask me that. I'm gonna get another one. Ain't no broad that important. She's probably holding you back. Hey, man, listen. It's some great women out here that's hard to find. Just because they hard to find don't mean you ain't gonna find it. Man, listen. I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm gonna be real, man. And I got some great women, man. Do anything for me. Lie, steal, kill, go to jail for me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I need, they got it. But at the end of the day, come on, man. I'm not finna. Hey, if that's how you feeling, it's your fault, though, man. You should have never told her you was gonna be monogamous if you wasn't. So that's your fault. But try to get her back for what? I would just, let her know, hey, it wasn't a real man of me not to keep my commitment like I told you. I violated the commitment not only with you, but with myself as a man to do the things that I said I should do. And so I understand this situation got to dissolve. You know, I wish we could, patch things up, but I understand where you coming from. And leave it like that. Because if she don't come back to you, you're on the defense. If she don't come back to you, situation ain't never gonna be right. She got to forgive you and want to be back with you and say, I'm gonna overlook it. Because that's how I feel about any woman I'm with. Overlook it, ho. Overlook it. As great as a man that I believe I am, you should overlook that small shit. But at the same time, I ain't lying to no broad about it because I do what I want to do. And if the woman ain't looking at you like that, then man, it ain't never gonna work. Get another one. It's that simple. She's probably holding you back, and not because she's a bad person, but because you're spending too much time with her. How much time do you got more in your life now that that broad's not there? You ain't got to do the birthdays, the Christmas, the Valentine's Day. The motherfucking bitches want to go to fucking, like, children want to go to haunted houses on Halloween and go watch fireworks on. You know what I'm saying? How much more time do you got in your day in your life now that you're not with her, man? Just go make a success of yourself. Let me ask most of you people this, and this is how little value the person you're with is actually worth. If right now you hit the lottery for $200 million, would you care if that broad just left you yesterday? If that broad just cheated on you yesterday? No, you wouldn't. So what you don't understand is it is your lack of finances and lack of options that make you cling to this person. It's not that this person is so great or so valuable. It's the fact that you don't have real value in your life and options in your life that make you cling to this person. Because if most of you got $200 million, you wouldn't be with the bitch you with right now. You wouldn't be with the man you with right now. If most of you got $200 million and your woman or your man cheated on you yesterday, you wouldn't even be tripping today. So why would you be tripping if you didn't have 200 million, but you're not tripping if you got 200 million? Because you're using that person as a coping mechanism for not actually having what you really want in life, and that's resources and options. So just go get you some money. How about that? Go get you some money. Texting a woman every day. I mean, don't set a pace you can't keep. You text that woman every day, man. When you stop, it's going to be a problem. The best way to become the best version of yourself, get your habits and your discipline right. Get your body right. That's the easiest thing you can control. In your mind, doing some reading, working out daily, eating properly and clean daily. When you change your physical appearance in a way that you admire, that does a lot for your self-esteem and your confidence. That will boost every area of your life. Not to mention the discipline, the consistency, and the habits built through going through the gym every day and denying certain foods. That type of character that you're building will also extrapolate to every other area of your life. I just upgraded my self image by getting a new vehicle. There's nothing like the response of investing in myself. That's what's up. You understand psycho cybernetics. That shit matters. Let everybody else think it don't. Let everybody else think it don't. Coaching, get on my one-on-one mentorship. If anybody's talking about they serious about something and you listening to me and you asking these questions for free, just get on my program. If you're really serious, and if you don't want to, then just say you ain't serious. It's really that simple. You want to get a deep dive with me one-on-one about your life, me walking you through being in my inner circle, that's the best way to do it. And if you want my 6-week, we got a payment processor on there. You can get started as low as $300. And you get all my blueprints, the blueprints that I've never even gave out to the public before. Or at least jump on a call. It's $800 for an hour. But if you see this live, book a 15-minute and I will give you the hour for only $500. I've heard somebody say I look like Lorenz Tate. I don't see it, but I've heard that before. Get chose with your mouth closed. Somebody said they got it, said it's a classic. Man, y'all don't know how much game I be dropping for the low. For the low. Somebody said, I really need to know why I'm in this situation now. But you didn't drop a super chat, so you guess not really need it then. What's the best way to lower my A1C? I'm a diabetic. My listen, my A1C was high at 1.2. And I don't even know what I did at that point. But when I got on my macros and started eating properly, because a lot of times it don't even necessarily have to be sugar or anything like that. If you're eating an abundance of carbs and don't even realize it because you're not even tracking your carbs, that can do it to you. Get your macros down. Get your macros down. High protein. I wouldn't even say low carb, but high protein, and just at least understand how many carbs is too many, you know? VitaBella.com. Get your blood work. Get your blood work. Get with a doctor, a third-party doctor, not a regular doctor, but a real third-party doctor who practices in optimizing who you are, and talk with them. See what they got. Abel Fakadu. Appreciate it. You got a question? I know this is YouTube and we might have to word it differently, but from the moment you start dating a new girl, what's the process look like to sending her out working for your agency? Come on, man. You want to ask money questions without dropping no money? $10, man. You said $10, but you can't ask no big money question like that. You want to sit down with me and get the gang, book a call. Book a call. Plus, like you said, I can't be sitting here talking about that on here. But for $10, come on, man. I'm a give you the game. Because you know that's what I'm good at. I can tell you what to do and how to send a woman out the door. And the instructions, not only the instructions that you must arm her with, you know what's more important than the instructions? See, I used to say it all the time, man. Niggas know how to get a broad. They don't know what to do with her. The hardest part for the dude was getting a broad. He don't know what to do with the broad. Most dudes don't know what to do with their broad. Let me have your broad though. You'll be like, damn. Yeah, because I know what to do with her. It's not even the instructions that you give her when you send her out the door. It's taking time to have her understand the proper mindset before she goes out the door, her value before she goes out the door. Because she can have all the instructions in the world, it's not going to translate until she learns to embody a certain mindset. And then that mindset exudes her. See, look, and I'm speaking astrophysics to y'all right now because you don't even understand real game. So if you want some real game, either get on my program or book a call. Should I settle now for a 5, man? I mean, it's like this, man. Are you dudes really? All right, this is what I'd say. Recognize the deficiency within yourself that makes you feel like you need somebody. Recognize it. You're talking about should you settle for a 5. Recognize why you feel like you need someone so badly. That why you living your life focused on your dreams and your goals are not enough to fulfill you. Because as long as you're feeling like you need somebody to fulfill where you are, you're always going to be at a loss. You need to learn to get to a place. That's why meditation is great, because it makes you okay with being bored and the mundane. When you can sit in quiet for 15, 20 minutes and you get done squirming and you begin to love the practice of sitting by yourself in that peace and tranquility, you will start not needing to go and do all of these things that are taken away from you, being with all of these people who are not even good for you and being with women that are less than you feel like you deserve. And from a place of strength where you need nothing, you will attract everything. I'm going to break down some NLP for you. You do realize that nothing and nobody gives you a feeling, right? You do realize that, or you don't. You probably don't. Do you realize that it is physically impossible for that woman to give you a feeling? For you buying that Lamborghini, for it to give you a feeling? If those things gave feelings to everybody, then everybody would value that woman, that car the same. They don't. Why? It is you in your mind telling yourself something that allows you to feel a way when you have that woman, when you have that car. So therefore, when you really realize that, understand you do not have to have the woman, you do not have to have the car to give yourself those feelings. That car does not intrinsically give you a feeling. That woman does not intrinsically give you a feeling. It's what you told yourself about the situation and that woman that allows you to give yourself those feelings when you're with that woman. So when you know that, understand if you're giving yourself these feelings because you're telling yourself something, you can tell yourself anything to get those same feelings. And from a place of fulfillment like that, like you already got it, you'll attract everything that you want. See, we going high level right now. We going high level NLP game on you right now. You got to get to a place where you don't need nothing, and that's when you're going to get everything. Maverick Hall, because the lineage you come from, the shoulders of the giants you stood on. Did you know you would be the one to cross over with such mass appeal? Had no idea. Wasn't even thinking about the internet. I wasn't even thinking about the internet. If you look at my old Instagram, man, I post like once a month. I was the man. I don't care about the internet. I don't want to be seen. Man, when I first got on the internet, man, I was trying to do fitness. I was just trying to, had a fitness program, fitness mindset program, and that was it. I had no idea. So I say this. So I say sometimes your destiny ain't in the cards. I mean, you can't even see where you headed. You can't even see where you headed. I had no idea what I was doing, man. I was trying to make a transition. Some things went bad, forced me to do different things. I would have never thought. I mean, I always thought. I mean, I always assumed that whatever I'm gonna do it big. But I would have never. I didn't see this. It wasn't even my intention when I started. You look like you know how to present yourself in all environments. How did you get that game? Because if you have game, you have to understand how to maneuver in different walks of life. That's why I never got tattoos, so they could never see me coming. I know how to talk properly. I know how to use the proper words. I know proper etiquette. I do what the fuck I want to in my sphere, but I know how to blend into any environment. And that's why I have no tattoos. So nobody could ever see me coming. I could dress it up however I want and blend into whatever environment to get what I need. I mean, I think it's just, coming from the game, that was really a big thing. If you want somebody to get big money, they have to be in certain environments. And in those certain environments, they cannot be detected that they are not supposed to be in those environments. So therefore, they have to learn the moves and the maneuvers and the language and the etiquette of those in that environment so they are not detected. And to teach something, you have to learn it. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. I do remember you, man. I do remember you. Well, shoot, man, book another call or get on my actual mentorship where you can text me daily. And it's not just one call of problems that you're having today, but you can text me when a new issue arises. Because a lot of times, if you don't handle the situation properly when it first arises, you're going to mess it up and now you can't fix it. When something transpired, when I was in the game, if I had a problem, I hit my mentor, like, yo, what you think about this? And had I just would have went through with that situation however I wanted to, well, it doesn't matter what he say now because now we're already farther than we could have been, because what I say earlier, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. My girl been asking me to marry her for 5 years now out of 9. What's your thoughts? Been together since high school. Man, I don't know. You ain't give me enough information. She been with you long enough. She wants some sort of security. So if she leave you, she could probably get something. I don't know your financial situation if you're more financially well off than her, but women want marriage because of security. And if it ain't because of security, then tell her, hey, listen, Well, let's have a funny story. I got a cousin, got married, beautiful wedding. He never signed those papers. I told him, hey, it's not a good move. He didn't sign the papers. 3 years later, 4 years later, situation went bad. He's so thankful he didn't sign them papers. So you never know what's going to happen when a woman has that leverage on you. You never know what a woman's going to act like until she knows she has leverage on you. Right now, she walks away. She just walks away. But what happens when a woman knows when she walks away with some power, she walks away with some money, she walks away with half? That might incline a woman to want to walk away sooner. So just be careful is all I'm saying. Do you wait until she's all locked in with your rules before you send her out to work on OF, on OnlyFans? I don't think you said that on YouTube. I don't know what you're saying. If you're speaking in code, if you're out there in them streets, man, and she ain't all the way locked in uh, with your rules and your regulations and how you do things and how to operate, man, you're playing a dangerous game. Because whatever goes wrong out there, gonna come back to you. A woman who does not follow instructions is gonna go out there and make a misstep, and that misstep is gonna mean prison for you. So be careful. Yeah, see, y'all didn't catch that. Y'all didn't catch that. Y'all didn't catch that. You bought that dream car, and that feeling that you got, you gave to yourself, dummy. You didn't need the car to feel like that. So make yourself feel like that without the car, and your frequency is what you frequently see, and you will end up getting the car and more things that make you feel like that because you already made yourself feel like that. Make yourself feel the way you would feel if you had your dream woman, and you will attract not only a dream woman, but she probably come in a shape and a form that you didn't even know to give you the same feeling you already given yourself, because whatever you vibrate, you attract like a magnet. You keep on waiting for something outside yourself to fulfill you, and that's why you're never going to be fulfilled, because if that becomes the case, then that person could come and go as they please, and then you're unfulfilled even more, because you need that woman to feel fulfilled, which means now she can play with you. You need that car to feel like somebody, so now if you lose it, you're nobody. Ralph Johnson, you get it, man. And yeah, real game gonna go over the masses' heads because they ain't ready for it. You go went through one ear and out the other. And that's one thing I could say about myself. I could listen to somebody talk, and I could read a chapter of a book, and I will get out of it way more than what a lot of people get out of it. Somebody said that was some game right there. Which part? Timestamp this shit. Yeah, NLP. If y'all don't know, listen. That's why I say, like, if I could go back in time, I would have never jumped in the streets, man. I would have learned all of these things, and I'd have more game than niggas in the game, because they're using a soft. They got a certain perspective that you can't deny. That you'll never see that perspective and be okay with that perspective, no matter how much game you get without that. So it's necessary, the whole perspective of it, to see things from that lens. But NLP, certain persuasion, dark psychology, BF Skinner, what is it? Behavioral psychology. You can literally manipulate everybody and everything in the world by understanding how the human mind works. And then the best part about that is how to manipulate yourself through books like Psycho-Cybernetics, understanding NLP, self-hypnosis. These things, you can master your life and change your life when you understand how this operates. See, anything that you buy a TV, it's a manual for it. Buy a phone, it's a manual for it. You buy something, anything, it's a manual for it. Well, our brains and this nervous system is more complex than everything. Yet we have no manual. But guess what? These companies, these advertisers, these marketers, and some people out here, they have studied how we operate. And that's why we're able to be manipulated every day through politics, through media, through all of these things, because they understand how we tick and we don't even know how we tick. But if you learn how we tick through things like NLP and psychology and things of that nature, then you can not only defend yourself from when they're trying to manipulate you, you can actually rewire yourself and manipulate yourself to success. You think Tony Robbins started? A lot of these guys, Robin Big, they start learning these things about how the mind works and imagery and self-hypnosis and NLP and imagery. And then they start to program themselves rather than us being programmed every day by society. Malik, you know what you need? You need to get on a call with me because that shit is so far out my consciousness. I don't even understand it. I almost feel like you joking. Says sometimes I feel like people try and find insecurities in me. I'm 6'1". Often if I'm someone around someone who's 6'5" or taller, people start the short jokes. How do I stay confident in a room full of haters? Man, I'm like 5'8". I be in a room with niggas like 6'5", and I don't feel no type of way. And I feel confident as ever because you stand on your height. Maybe because I don't have height that I had to learn to stand on me. A lot of people stand on their money. Or maybe because it was a long period of time where I didn't have no money, I couldn't stand on it, so I had to stand on me. It's whatever you think matters. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you standing on that lets me know that you don't have a lot of other attributes that you find valuable. All right, man. We got some old super chats, some more questions. If not, I'm jumping off. How we only got 82 likes in here? That's crazy. That's crazy. 82 likes. That's why I don't get on here like that no more. How do you tell a woman what your program is? Well, first you got to have one. Have you defined it for yourself? Because you just say it as simply as it is. All right, I don't see no super chats in here. I'm about to jump off. GoldieRatio.com. Get my game guide mentality program. Get my get chose with your mouth closed guide. Get the forget her in 7 days. Get the what to say, how to talk to women guide. And I want y'all to put some timestamps in here so my editor could go through and clip this up. I'm out.